Scientists have grown mini brains containing Neanderthal DNA. News-daily.com. CERN approves plans for a $23 billion, 62-mile-long super collider, Engadget. NASA lets you navigate Mars online with AI-4 Mars rover, Hypebeast. Elon Musk invites users to test Starlink space internet, Decrypt. Ford announces hands-free driving tech in the Mustang Mach-E to rival Tesla's Autopilot, Gulf News. 5 things to watch for in the Canadian business world in the coming week, CTV News. Canadians working from home permanently should expect salary changes, experts, CTV News. What countries did right and wrong in responding to the pandemic, cbc.ca. Rogue missing link black holes could be zooming around the universe as we speak, Science Alert. Hubble reveals a red dot surprise from the distant universe. 4.